Hi everyone, welcome to another video. So for this video, I'll be showing you how to use Excel to get a confidence interval. Okay, so before we actually find the confidence interval, we're going to have to do a couple of things. So this is a t-distribution here, as you can see, t-distribution. So one thing we'll have to find first is the mean. So we'll do that first. Okay, there's the mean. Now, there's a function in Excel that you can use to help you find the margin of error. So that is going to be confidence T. So click that. Let's see. So the alpha is going to be the opposite of the confidence level here. So the confidence level is 90%. The alpha will be the amount you need to get to 100%. So it's the leftover amount. And we'll put it in as a decimal. So in this case, alpha will be 10%. The next thing we'll need is a standard deviation. So we can actually just find the standard deviation of the sample. Put that formula in here within this formula. Okay, close parentheses. And then the sample size. So you can do it one of two ways. You can either scroll down, look at that number, or if you're lazy like I am, you can just do count. Select all. And close all your parentheses. And that's your margin of error. Okay. Now to get the confidence interval, we'll take the mean, which we found up here, and subtract and add margin of error. And there's my confidence interval. Now, let's say that you're having trouble with Excel and it's not working quite like how you want it to be working. Well, there's a formula you can use. So what we'll do is we'll set up all these things first. So we'll find the average, because we're going to need all these values anyway. We'll find the standard deviation. And we'll find the sample size. Okay, so now that we have all that information, there's a formula that you can actually use. So this right here. So we got the critical value, which in some books they call it the T. You see it as a T with an asterisk on it. We'll need the standard deviation and we'll need the sample size. So we'll take that T value, multiply it to the standard deviation, and divide it by the square root of the sample size. That's the formula we need for the margin of error. The standard error is just this portion right here, without the T value. So it's the standard deviation divided by the square root of the sample size. Okay, so to get the T value, we're going to do a T inverse two-tailed. Okay, so now it's asking for the probability. So remember, this is in the tails, so we're actually going to need alpha and not the confidence level. So alpha, again, is going to be the opposite of this, or the complement of this, I should say. And the degrees of freedom is going to be your sample size minus 1. So it's going to be this minus 1. So that's going to be the t value we're going to need to find the margin of error. So let's set up the standard error, which is the standard deviation divided by the square root of the sample size. That's our standard error. Margin of error will be the t-value that we found times standard error. And then to get our confidence interval, we're just going to take the mean and subtract and minus, and subtract and add, the margin of error. All right, that's pretty much it. So to find the t-value, you'll have to do the t-inverse two-tailed, and you want the complement of the confidence interval level that they give you. So the standard error was the standard deviation divided by the square root of the sample size. Oh, and one other thing for this value here, degrees of freedom is going to be your sample size minus 1. Don't forget that. Your margin of error is going to be these two values multiplied together, your critical t-value times your standard error. And once you have the margin of error, you add and subtract that value from your mean. And that's your confidence interval. Alright guys, well that's it for this video. Thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned for my next one. I'll see you then.